The Ravens' biggest problem could blow up right at the start of the season. And the craziest part is, the solution might be just one pick away. After losing Tyler Linderbaum, there's a massive hole right in the middle of that offensive line. And so far, nothing has truly fixed it. But here's what almost no one is talking about. Day 2 of the draft could change everything, or turn this into an even bigger disaster. Losing Tyler Linderbaum wasn't just another roster move, it's the kind of loss that completely changes how an offense operates. He was the guy running the show in the middle of the line, making the calls, protecting the quarterback, keeping everything in sync. When a player like that's gone, you don't just replace him. You feel it immediately. And what the Ravens have done so far only makes that clear. They brought in Danny Pinter and are relying on internal options that, let's be real, aren't close to that same level. That doesn't solve the problem. It just delays it. It's a temporary fix for something that needs a real answer. What makes this even more serious is the ripple effect. Once the middle of your line breaks down, everything starts to fall apart. Pass protection collapses faster, the run game loses consistency, and the offense becomes harder to execute. And when you look at it like that, it's clear the situation is sustainable. Something bigger has to happen soon. When you look at the current situation, it's hard to avoid one conclusion. It isn't getting fixed with patchwork solutions. That's where a name starts to stand out. Connor Lew. Not because he's a finished product right now, but because he fits exactly what the Ravens need at this moment. He is still young, coming off an ACL injury, and doesn't have as much experience as some analysts would like. But at the same time, the physical tools are obvious: strength, size, athleticism. Everything is there for him to develop quickly at the NFL level. It's not hard to picture him stepping in, before long holding down that position more effectively than the current options. And in the context of the draft, that matters even more. Taking a player like that in the second or third round isn't just a good move. It starts to feel like the logical one. Because while the team is trying to address other needs, this position keeps demanding attention. And that's exactly what puts even more pressure on the next move from the front office. When you put all of this together, there's not much room for interpretation. The way Eric DeCosta handled free agents makes the plan pretty clear. Holding things together now and fix it for real in the draft. The problem is that approach comes with serious risk because the team essentially chose not to have a real fallback option. And now the pressure is massive. If the Ravens come out of day 2 without a center ready to contribute, that hole is still there. And at that point, it's no longer just a weakness, it becomes a real problem during the season. There are solid options like Connor Lew and Logan Jones, but getting it right isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The bottom line is simple. This team has reached a point where they can't afford to wait anymore. That next draft pick doesn't just define the center option, it could directly impact how this entire offense performs. And once you realize that, it's clear this isn't just another move. It's the kind of decision that can shape the entire season. Everything points in one direction. The Ravens are at a point where there's no margin for error. Losing Tyler Linderbaum left a real void in the heart of the offensive line. And so far, the fixes have only been temporary. Day 2 of the draft has become the defining moment of this offseason, because that's where the player who can stabilize this unity might be waiting. Now I want to hear from you. Do you trust the Ravens to get this pick right? Or do you think this problem could come back to haunt them during the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you would do in this situation. And which name you'd target in the draft. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.